Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with a vacant World Championship contest. Let's first welcome Roddy Voye, Hot Rod Kalajdzic.
I'm pulling out the motherfucking bitch the other day, man. I put up on my partner, you know what I'm saying, real ball.
Chris, I thought it was interesting when in between fights you were over in the corner Morrell Jr. and said, what round do you think you guys are going to stop him? And they said, we don't know if we can. This guy's really good.
Yeah, this guy is pretty good. Has 2 losses on his resume, both of them have been at a pretty high level. Artur Beterbiev, there is no higher level at 175 pounds. And yeah, he did get stopped by Beterbiev, but everybody gets stopped by Artur Beterbiev. The other loss a split decision to Marcus Brown. So Rod Kalajdzic, he has fought some of the very best in this weight class. He does believe that he has the size and strength to handle the power of David Morrell.
But I'll tell you what, if he isn't handle the power and the long arms, almost 79-inch reach of Morrell, that's power and length, he's gonna need better head movement. So when I look at Kalajdzic, I notice that he lacks head movement. He's going to have upper body and quicker twitch reactions in order not to get hit by Morrell's long punches.
Those of you watching on the DAZN app and participating in our fan zone give Kalajdzic a 14% chance to win this. He's 33 years old, 31 rather, professional fights. Activity can rot fighters' skills. That's the phrase I've heard you use before, Sergio. Morrell's had the fights, but he's only logged 3 rounds of official action since November of 2022.
And that's the power that I'm talking about. Like I touched on in the last fight with Andy Cruz. I'm talking about new school Cuban style of fighting. Well, guess what? We're going to get another Cuban sniper here with a mix of Texas toughness coming in with Ronnie Shields in his corner. I mean, it's a hybrid of dangerous Cuban fighters coming from that island, coming to the States, and learning the American style of fighting.
Yeah, one thing about Dave Morrell, he understands the power of a great performance. He is not coming into fights looking to get decisions. Yes, this is his first fight at 175. He said this week, hey, I'm going to have to feel things out a little bit. I'm going to see how I feel at this weight in the ring. I'm going to see how it feels being opposite another guy that big. But once he gets comfortable, he's going to start letting his hands go very quickly. This is a man that's going to be seeking his 10th professional knockout.
Said growing up, he loved watching Mike Tyson videos. Said he wanted to emulate Iron Mike. And promised today that not only will he win, but he's going to look sensational. He says he wants Canelo next, but knows he can't get him. Instead, he's willing to settle, was his words, for David Benavidez. Can you imagine that showdown? But let's see if David Morrell is indeed the goods at this weight class as he makes his debut at light heavyweight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds and it will be for the vacant WBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and promoted by Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Sella and Gold Star Promotions in association with the PBC and Warriors Boxing. It is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chair Peter Villegas, Executive Officer Andy Foster, along with the World Boxing Association. President Gilberto Mendoza Jr., Supervisor Roniel Ortiz. Our 3 judges assigned will be Patricia Morse-Jarman, Jesse Reyes, and Zach Young. Our referee in charge will be Ray Corona. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black trunks with red and weighed in officially at 174.4 pounds. Fighting out of St. Petersburg, Florida, by way of Belgrade, Serbia, he brings a professional record of 29 wins, 2 defeats, with 21 of his 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former world title challenger, Roddy Boye, Hot Rod Kalajdzic. And his opponent across the ring in this World Championship contest, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with red and weighed in officially at 174.8 pounds. A native of Santa Clara, Cuba, he is now fighting out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and is undefeated with 10 wins. 9 of his 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current WBA regular super middleweight champion of the world, David Morrell.
Good. This is good right here. Nothing below the belt right there. This is good right here. You guys want to touch gloves? Do it now. God bless.
So David Morrell, 26 years old, just 10 pro fights, but everyone believes he could be the very best at 168 or maybe 175. Could learn a lot about him tonight as he faces Radovoje Hot Rod Kalajdzic, who has plenty of pop. 9 of his last 10 wins have been by KO.
Ready?
And he just blasted Sullivan Barrera through the ropes back in March. Here we go.
Yeah, we talked about the new school Cuban style of fighting, right? This is a man in Morrell who goes forward. You don't see him going backwards. He doesn't jump back too much, but this is what we didn't see in the last fight with Andy Cruz. We have a southpaw. Most Cuban fighters are taught to fight from that left-handed stance.
Hot Rod Kalajdzic in the black trunks, David Morrell in the white and red. I know there aren't a lot of weaknesses in the game of Morrell, Sergio, but if you were Kalajdzic, what would your strategy be to beat him?
To punch in between of his shots, he loads up. Whenever he gets going, every shot is hard by Morrell. So if you can just, mind your defense and check him in between the shots, that'll be your best bet.
Dave Morrell can hit, and he's also really hard to hit. He averaged 3-to-1 ratio in favor of connects, 3-to-1 as well when it comes to power connects. So this guy lands when he throws.
And he landed right there. First big left-hand thrown connects. Look at the smile on his face, Sergio. He's just chomping at the bit.
It was a glancing shot. Didn't really connect cleanly, but it will connect cleanly. Like I said before the fight, Kalajdzic has a lack of head movement. He doesn't have a reaction time. You can bet that Morrell's going to start throwing that hard left hand to the gut to set up something over the top. Because notice how Kalajdzic drops that left hand every time he throws it out. It always comes back to his hip. There it is.
In the last fight we saw Andy Cruz use a lot of head movement and a lot of deflecting to parry some of these punches that were coming at him. Dave Morrell just kind of standing there, keeping that guard up, willing to absorb some of those shots to let his go.
Morrell has only been past round 4 twice in his career. 90% KO ratio for the Cuban, who defected to the United States in 2017 in search of a better life and a professional boxing career, and boy does he have one.
And I love the fact that when he came to the States, he didn't go straight to Miami where a lot of Cubans go. He went to Minnesota You know, not to
The opposite of Miami.
Yeah, the opposite of Miami and weather and everything else. I'm a big fan of Prince, but come on, man. That's where he goes to focus, to Minnesota.
Yeah, built himself a nice little fan base there fighting in Minnesota early in his career. Been training mostly out of Houston for the last 6 fights
stop at the bell,
with Ronnie
gentlemen.
Shields, and I don't think he likes the weather down there all that much.
Shout out to Caleb Truax from Minnesota. Excellent champion representing.
Love Caleb.
Come on, man. Put the pressure on him.
Pon la presión.
Go behind your jab and move the head side to side.
Doble jab y mueve la cabeza. Okay.
Take that off.
Okay?
No.
I got it.
I don't want you waiting on this guy, okay? You push the fight. But I want your head moving side to side. When you get close, body uppercut. Okay? And go back to moving your head. Okay? Don't let him get started with the jab.
Que no se confunda él. Que no se ponga cómodo con la pelea.
Here are the voice of Ronnie Shields in the corner of Dave Morrell. As I mentioned, 6 fights together for Morrell and Ronnie Shields. And Ronnie said when he first saw him, he said, this kid's got a ton of power, but needs a lot of polish. They've added the jab, added a little bit more uppercuts, try to make him a more complete fighter.
A complete fighter is what we're seeing with Morrell. You know, that's what I talk about right there. He does load up a lot, but that's the thing, that's his style. I mean, if Mike Tyson was his favorite puncher coming up, you know, everything is power in Morrell, but he does it responsibly. You know, he does it on his terms. It's just like he's going caution in the wind.
No, it's funny, Sergio. David Morrell said Mike Tyson is one of his favorite fighters. Ronnie Shields compared him to Sweet Pea Whitaker, which I thought was an interesting fighter.
I love Ronnie Shields, but I just don't see that. Sweet Pea was special.
You got an offensive, destructive powerhouse, and then Sweet Pea, perhaps the greatest defensive fighter ever. Do you think today's generation would appreciate Sweet Pea Whitaker, considering all the grief they've been giving Shakur Stevenson?
Are you kidding me? You can't get the attention of today's generation for 12 rounds? No. The beauty of Pernell Whitaker is that, you know, he just did everything right against killers. It wasn't like he was just fighting, you know, up-and-coming contenders. He was doing it against the elite, against punchers, and he did it in 4 divisions as well, just like Bud Crawford's trying to do tonight.
Nice shot straight down Route 1 there for Morrell, and Kalajdzic might want to get off the ropes.
Work, gentlemen, your hands are free. Work out of there.
And Morrell takes a moment to blow a kiss to the crowd.
You know, he reminds me of Todd.
He looks a little bit like Aaron Judge, the Yankee slug.
Okay, that's a good one, but he reminds me of just the swag, the way he carries himself. Victor Cruz, the wide receiver of the Giants. Just he has this swag about him, this style, like everything's you must respect, but he does it with coolness. And of course, he has the championship goods.
Still filing in here to BMO Stadium as we have 4 fights to go after this one, including a performance from Eminem right before our main event. I'm being told, Sergio, that it's going to be off the charts good. He came out and did his own rehearsal yesterday. That's how serious Eminem's taking it. A lot of these superstars don't do that.
I don't know. You saying off the charts and Chris Mannix saying something about swag yesterday. I don't know your guys' lingo right now.
You're in your 40s too, brother. You're not that cool yourself. Good exchange in the corner as it appears Morrell gets the best of it. Good body shot at the end.
How you feeling, bub? Good. Keep running. Stay cautious right now, all right? Everybody's going to come hot in the beginning. Just keep it. Listen. Just be smarter on the pullback on the rope, okay? Be smarter. Be deep. How you feeling, all right?
Very nice size, bro.
Okay. So listen, man. Yeah, brother. Keep everything long and bounce right. Just don't be so stiff. Run your rhythm a little bit. Run that rhythm a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. When you can say anything else right now, stay right where you're at, okay?
Spin is there. Don't forget the feints with the jab. Feints, jab, jab.
All right? Just keep that jab busy, okay? Keep that jab busy.
You know, that's interesting advice from the corner of David Morrell, of Hot Rod Kalajdzic. They want him to be cautious here early on. I think they're of the belief that David Morrell is going to fatigue. And look, he's got 9 wins that have caught me inside the distance, but I'm not so sure I'd count on Morrell fatiguing Sergio.
No, I wouldn't doubt on that too. And I also heard something else on the corner of Kalajdzic. Stay erect, like stay upright. I'm not a fan of upright fighters. I like them to bend their knees a little bit more. I like them to be a little bit more elusive with their upper body. Not so much with that European stiffness.
You know, you say all the time, Sergio, that a fighter's got to get the respect of his opponent. In this context, I think I believe that too. You know, there's no respect that David Morrell has for the power of Kalajdzic. He's just standing there taking everything he's thrown at him to give him time to throw something back.
Yeah, but like we saw earlier in the fight with Antonio Morrell, he wasn't respecting the power of Cruz, and that didn't turn out well for him. Oh, nice shot right there by Kalajdzic. It was a short little jab. Short little punch that caught Morrell coming in. That's the thing about Morrell. He does overload on punches. So it wasn't, you don't even really pull back to really hurt him. It could be a short shot.
There you go, there you go.
Nice little exit uppercut for Morrell.
That was 3 good left hands there from David Morrell in that sequence.
You know what? It's Sergio, from our angle, it looked like Morrell was throwing those punches right towards his sternum.
Yeah, and that's what you should do with a fighter that stands upright like Kalajdzic. You aim at the chest.
And you hope what he maybe kneels down and catches one clean.
No, he's bound to move his head in that direction, but if you're hitting the chest, you're hitting a target that's not going to move. It's going to stand in front of you. So that right there can open up other shots. I like the punches that Kalajdzic is throwing. He's wily, he's crafty. You know, he's throwing some short right hands. He's trying to time the aggression coming in of Morrell. So far, so good by Kalajdzic.
But it just seems like he's having these moments, but he's not throwing enough punches to win rounds. So what's the strategy to victory for him at this point?
Hey man, we're not even 3 rounds in. Give him a chance. Right now, so far, so good. He's not winning the rounds, but hey, look, he's in there against
work, gentlemen, work. Your hands are free. Let go.
Right now, he's just trying to get the respect.
Oh, and Morrell collected with that final shot, and he's certainly getting Hot Rod's respect now. Half a minute to go here in round 3.
Look at the calmness in the face of David Morrell, man. Even in the face of going for the knockout, you know, the aggression, just as a cool, calm demeanor in his eyes.
Oh, he's got him in the corner, and he's hurt now.
You gotta stop at the
Fantastic round 3 for the Cuban. Coming up next week, Virgil Ortiz, who was originally slotted to be fighting Tim Tszyu, will now be fighting Ukraine's Sergey Bohachuk in Las Vegas live Saturday night. And Chris, that's not going to be an easy out for Virgil Ortiz.
No, these two guys are very familiar with each other as sparring partners. They are both aggressive, come-forward fighters. 3 judges sitting ringside. I don't think we're going to need them for that fight.
And then when you get close, start looking for body shots. The body shots and then uppercuts. That's going to do it for you, okay?
There you see Morrell just stalking. I mean, just the poised aggression of David Morrell, and even the slight little angles that he gets from that southpaw angle. You know, he's able to punch Kalajdzic. Hasn't really dropped or hurt him or seriously took all the fight out of Kalajdzic just yet.
I don't know, that round 3 seemed like a turning point.
I like the look in the eyes of Kalajdzic. Yeah, it was a great round for Morrell. And look, there's a little short chopping right hand by Kalajdzic.
Jab from Morrell, who's stepping in, trying to find a home to the left.
You can see that Kalajdzic has the experience to know that he's not going to compete with the power or the volume of Morrell, so he's just trying to catch him in between. Notice how he has that right hand caught, and it's a little shot, but he's trying to time Morrell coming in with his aggression.
There it was. A snapback right hand from Kalajdzic.
There you go. The man has a game plan. I like the look in his eye, I'm telling you.
Morrell allowing Kalajdzic to be first now, opening that he can find an opening for a counter punch. There's a left.
Nice shot there by Morrell. It was partially blocked, but it glanced off the tempo of Kalajdzic. He took it well, because those shots off that tempo shot, they can take your legs quick.
No, stop. Step back.
We're talking about the differences between Morrell and Andy Cruz. See Morrell very flat-footed in the ring. He's looking to use those legs to generate big power on both those shots.
Good shot.
Right down the pike to the sternum again. And then left cross.
Morrell's already making adjustments right now, not headhunting. Now he's going for the chest. That's what I think is going to be a game plan of Madrimov to Crawford as well. Just aim at the chest and the torso.
Remember when Canelo fought Callum Smith, his targets were the arms.
Sometimes you just got to forget about the head when you're dealing with a target that knows how to move his upper body. It's so offensive. Morrell's going to have to find a jab now. Kalajdzic is getting confidence.
Well, it's almost like Morrell's taking the round off a little bit.
No, I think he's trying to find a different way in. You know, he's already trying a little bit of everything, and he knows he's in there with a stubborn guy, an experienced guy, and I think Kalajdzic is doing the right things. He's not punching, trying to keep up with the punches or aggressions of Morrell. He's just trying to intercept the power of Morrell.
Trying to load on you when you're in the ropes, all right?
Listen to me. Don't worry about the target. You're there. You run on it, just pop up. Pop up. It'll open something up, okay? Just stay long when you're doing it. You got plenty of rounds. Good work, okay? Breathe deep. Tuck in. Come on. Everything feel good? Yeah. All right. Stay alert. Listen. At no point.
Water.
At no point can you be lackadaisical, okay?
Good final words from the corner of Kalajdzic. You do have to stay switched on against David Morrell all throughout, because that power is real. He has hit Kalajdzic with some big shots. And one thing we've seen and learned so far is that Kalajdzic still has a pretty good chin.
Boy, Kalajdzic has triple the amount of professional experience, so it seems to me like the game plan might be, let's get out of the first half of the fight and see what we can do. But that's not an assured thing, as Morrell's opening this round much more aggressive.
Yeah, Morrell's going to need a jab here to break down Kalajdzic. You know, he's going to have to, Morrell likes to really load up on combinations, and he's a power puncher. He's exciting to watch, but I think with this opponent, he's going to need to go back and resort to his Cuban style. Pop him with that jab, look for that clean left hand, and not get so aggressive with the combinations. Look for the right shots, not the volume.
He's got to get downstairs a little bit more often. He did some good work on the body earlier in this fight. Kind of abandoned it over the last couple of rounds, trying to land that one big headshot. He's got to start digging that lower body of Kalajdzic.
Good right hand there from Hot Rod.
Yeah, you can do that too, but you do it behind, established power jabs, smart jabs, snappy speed jabs. And then you can alternate the power shots downstairs.
Another smile from Morrell. If you love what you do, Sergio, you work a day in your life.
I've been unemployed over 40 years.
No, get off his head. Gotta get off his ass. Keep your head up. Let's go.
Yeah, Morrell's tired of waiting around.
Well, that means Kalajdzic is doing well. He's not winning rounds like we just touched on earlier. But that's not Kalajdzic's game plan. Get out of the early rounds and start building respect in the middle and later rounds.
We're out of the early round, Sergio. We're almost through the 5th round there. If Kalajdzic's going to make a move, it's got to be now.
I think Kalajdzic is doing well this round.
Oh, he sat down on that right hand. And that got Morrell fired up a little bit. Kind of went to that loose movement mode.
There's that right hand again. That's going to be money all day. That's the game plan right there. Like I said, don't try to keep up with the punch volume of Morrell. Just catch him in between the shots. Keep it with 1s and 2s, or 2s and 1s, either way. So against a southpaw, a 1-2 is not as effective as a lead 2 and then a 1.
Good counter right from Hot Rod Kalajdzic.
Yes, sir. There it is again.
Let go of him. Work out of your hands are free.
This might be his best round, Sergio.
I just said that.
Don't stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Well, we're expecting a humdinger, as we say in Alabama, and our co-main event, Pitbull Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. It's Mexico versus Mexico, Sergio. What is that fight going to look like?
It's going to be a good old Mexican standoff. I'm telling you, that's just the way it is. I mean, Valenzuela can try to box, but when it comes down to it, his temperament's going to take over. Pitbull just knows one way, and that's straight.
I need you
knockout,
to keep the pressure behind your jab. But when you get close now, give me the uppercut first, and then let's try to work body shots. Okay? Uppercut first.
Nice jab right there, catching Morrell coming in. And that's the thing about Morrell. When he starts overloading, you can catch him in between the shots, just like that right there. Kalajdzic has the right game plan, not overextending with that right hand. It's a short little shot from A to B, 6 inches. Let Morrell run into it instead of you trying to go for it.
Round 6. Scheduled for 12. David Morrell making his light heavyweight debut against Radavoje Hot Rod Kalajdzic, who's fought for a world title before in this weight class, but got blown out in 5 rounds by Alter Bertabiev. But that was 5 years ago. And so far, he's putting up a decent resistance to the Cuban.
Yes, he is, and that's what happens when you move up in weight. I mean, we seen it with David Benavidez when he was killing everybody at 168, and at 175 with Boxer, he wasn't able to do that. That power didn't carry as much. Morrell might run into some resistance moving up on 175 as well.
More good work here from Kalajdzic, whose family moved to St. Petersburg, Florida in 1998 to escape war in his native Serbia. Like most boxers, it was a childhood of a lot of drama, a lot of uneasiness.
Kalajdzic this is what I didn't see when I was studying Kalajdzic, upper body movement. Now I'm seeing it this round. He's fighting more fluid, more loosely, and that's making it harder for Morrell to land something big. If Kalajdzic could keep this up, he could have a better second half of the fight. But yes, okay, now he needs to start winning rounds.
This is where Morrell wants him, backed against the ropes.
Yeah, but nothing is landing really hard with the power of Morrell because Kalajdzic is comfortable now. He's pulling back just enough to take the heat off it.
I think for Morrell, when you have Kalajdzic in the corner like that, you've got to find a way to keep him there. Don't let him dip out. You know which way he's trying to go. He's oftentimes trying to go to the right. You've got to step over and cut that ring off.
See, I like that left hand right there to the gut by Morrell. He aimed right at the chest. I think that's what he should start doing now. Aim at the chest and the belly of Kalajdzic and forget the head for right now. Kalajdzic he's in shape. He has a nice bounce on his feet and good upper body movement.
Morrell not smiling as much as he was earlier in this fight.
No, I think Kalajdzic got his respect, man. I saw that 3 rounds ago.
Stop! Stop! Take a step back. You're gonna stop at the bell.
Nice jab to give Morrell something to think about as he heads back to the stool and to the second half of this fight. And here's the matchup that I think is going to steal the show tonight, Chris. Big baby Jared Anderson and Martin Bakole.
Now, this is a terrific heavyweight matchup. Jared Anderson, widely considered the next best hope in America to become a heavyweight champion. A talented kid, 17-0, 15 knockouts, but he is going to be taken into deep waters by that man. Martin Bakole, just 1 loss on his resume. That was to Michael Hunter. He's been on a winning streak since then. He throws a lot of punches, and he throws them with a lot of power. This is a can't-miss heavyweight fight.
What's on the line here for Jared Anderson, Sergio?
Well, a lot, because there's a lot of eyes on him, and like Chris just touched on, he's the next American, potentially the next American heavyweight. So everything's on the line. His reputation, big purse, big money, and a championship in the future.
That is coming up next, the first of 2 heavyweight battles. But this one may have a few more rounds left in it, as Kalajdzic was able to withstand Morrell's early pressure and heavy hands. And now it could get interesting if your strategy proves to be right, Sergio, that Hot Rod was trying to get into these later rounds to test him.
Well, as you can see, Kalajdzic is backing up Morrell now. He came off the front foot, and now Morrell's backing up. Maybe now it's time to win rounds if you're Kalajdzic. You have the experience. You have way more fights than David Morrell. I think now it's time to take some chances and put your foot in the gas.
You gotta be careful though not to get too confident against a puncher like David Morrell. Saw his corner last couple of rounds say stay switched on every moment against this guy, because that straight left hand from Morrell has thudding power.
No, it has thudding power, but if you notice, Kalajdzic isn't throwing combinations, no 3-4 punch combinations. Everything's pot shots, 1s and 2s. That short right hand like that, man, what a wicked little right hand he has right there. Kalajdzic. There it is again.
Counter right, and Morrell got caught flat-footed.
That's a wicked little punch, man. It's been landing from the first round, and now into 7. He doesn't pull it back, Kalajdzic, just from the chin. There it is again. That's going to be an annoying shot. Morrell's not going to want to come in as easily and as aggressive as he was in the first half of the fight.
Chris, I don't see any footwork from Morrell. He's planting his feet and just throwing punches.
He's been flat-footed since the opening round. And look, that is largely how David Morrell fights. He just hasn't been taken advantage of in the same way that Hot Rod's been able to do it. He's simply trying to cut the ring off, throw 1 big punch, and finish it. But Kalajdzic's done a really nice job of hitting, getting out, especially over these last 3 or 4 rounds.
Chris Mannix has been scoring this fight. How do you have it?
Yeah, I've got a 58-56 in favor of David Morrell. I thought Hot Rod got 2 in a row in the 4th and the 5th round. Morrell, I gave the last one too, but Hot Rod's had some good success landing some of these shots, getting in and getting out. He's frustrated David Morrell during the middle rounds of this fight.
And he's doing really well in this round as well. This is the game plan I would have against a David Morrell. You got to give Kalajdzic credit because he's sticking to the game plan, and you can see it here. He's feeling himself now. He's boxing, he's pot shotting, he's not letting Morrell get off on his feet, plant his feet. Excellent game plan.
Yeah, it's almost like Morrell doesn't have a second game plan. It was we're going to stand there and just blast him out, and now what?
And that's what happens when you're knocking everyone out. I mean, Morrell told us Mike Tyson's his favorite puncher. What happened to Mike Tyson when he couldn't knock people out? He would get frustrated and resort to dirty tactics. Time! Come on.
Plenty of boxing stars on hand, in and out of the ring. How about Shakur Stevenson and Boots Ennis? Dapping it up. Respect being shown there.
2 of the best southpaws in the world, 2 of the best boxers.
Hey, I know Boots looks looks good in that outfit, but he has got to be sweating profusely out there. Maybe he's trying to lose weight for his next fight.
Style comes first, baby. Styles come first.
Yeah, dry. Right here. Good job, bud. Keep drinking. Did you feel good? You're good. Trust me. It's close, but you're doing good. Okay? Just don't get sloppy. We got many rounds.
Not sure if you heard that, but Hot Rod asked his trainer, hey, who's winning? So Chris, he thinks he's got a shot here to win on the scorecards, and you agree with him.
I do. I think he may make it more competitive by every round. He's starting to outland David Morrell in these rounds. Well, he's still going to be careful, and Morrell is certainly still capable of landing one fight-changing shot. I like the rhythm that Kalajdzic has gotten into these last few rounds.
You know, there was a time where Edward Berlanga was knocking everybody out in round one. Remember that? Sergio, no one could get past it. And then once a fighter did, he couldn't stop anybody else. Is this kind of maybe what we're going to see from Morrell now?
Oh, we're going to find out. But see, when it came to Berlanga, he didn't have a jab. You know, that's the reason he was just falling around opponents. And then once an opponent...
Oh, nice right hand, just as we were doubting the power of Morrell, he steps up.
It was a right hook, and that's what happened to Kalajdzic. You got to look at him too comfortable. Got caught with the right hook.
Hot Rod couldn't afford to take 1 second off because Morrell will make you pay, and he did there.
And right there was where some punch selection would have helped David Morrell. If he had gone downstairs with a couple of shots, he could have opened up those said shots. But right now, you know, Kalajdzic knows everything is coming to the head, so he's able to get that guard up.
Nice right from Morrell.
It's the exact same punch that he landed earlier. It was a right hook.
You know, there was a time in the Beterbiev fight where Kalajdzic basically said, what the hell, and stood in the pocket and just unloaded with him. Will he make that same mistake again?
Kalajdzic just caught Morrell with a big right hand right now. Same right hand that he's been landing. Morrell was about to get aggressive. Kalajdzic checked him with that right hand. Kalajdzic came here to win, man. He's not coming here just to last the distance. This is going to be a learning experience for the champion in David Morrell, the former champion at 168.
Will he learn to lose? That might be the lesson. Good right hand cracking from Hot Rod. But this has been Morrell's round so far.
Work out of there. Pull your arms up.
Nice jab for Morrell.
Yeah, that was a power jab. Well timed.
You shouldn't even write it down as a jab. That should be a power right hand.
And if you remember, when Golovkin fought David Lemieux, another vicious puncher, Golovkin had to resort to a jab to break down Lemieux. He wasn't able to do it with combinations and power and pressure like he did everyone else. David Morrell is going to have to find his inner Golovkin here, find his inner jab to break down a stubborn fighter like Kalajdzic. Because hard combinations and shots, they're not doing it tonight. It's going to be power jabs that caught the attention of Kalajdzic.
Thank you for being a gentleman.
All right, so listen, man. What round we on? What round we at? We on 9? 8, where are we at?
We're 9.
All right, listen, we're going on a 9 now. These are the later rounds.
There you see, there's that right hook going around the guard. Switching it up with Morrell, not coming in through the front door, trying to pierce the guard with power and stubborn aggression. Now he's getting creative, going around. That's what he's going to have to do with Kalajdzic now, because Kalajdzic already figured out the timing of the range. He felt the power, and he's in this fight, going to the second half of the fight. Morrell's going to have to get creative now in breaking down Kalajdzic.
Let's see if Morrell can build on the success of that last round, which started great. He had Hot Rod in some real trouble, but Kalajdzic was able to withstand the storm, so to speak. well. You're just joining us. David Morrell, undefeated, 10-0, 9 knockouts. He's been rumored to be perhaps a opponent of David Benavidez next, possibly Canelo Alvarez down the line. But in his debut at 175 pounds, he just can't get this stubborn hot rod Kalajdzic out of there.
And certainly some parallels to David Benavidez's debut back in June at 175. He fought a very tough guy in Alexander Vostok, a former champion, went the distance with him. Still a few rounds to go here for David Morrell, but you know, jumping up in weight, it's a difference.
And Terrence Crawford is trying to jump up a weight in our main event against Madrimov. Do you think he's going to have some of the similar issues?
I think he is going to have similar issues because that's just the weight. I mean, you're bound to go one step too far. He's already climbed up from lightweight to junior welterweight to welterweight. Now he's going to junior middleweight. Sometimes you bite off more than you can chew.
Let's check in with Sean Porter. Do you see this fight going the way we do?
It's back and forth, but Morrell's controlling it. Shout out to my dad, Kenny Porter. He said the way you beat a counter puncher is you punch in combination. Both these guys are throwing one punch, and then there's a counter coming back. Morrell, every time he has success, it's because he throws 2 and 3 punch combinations. Morrell needs to put his foot on the gas pedal, 2s and 3s. If High Rod can keep up with the 2s and 3s, he's going to get him out of there. But as long as he keeps resorting to just one punch here and there, this is just going to continue to be that back and forth, one punch, I'm countering you, you're countering me. It's a close fight, but Morrell's in control.
Let's go. Put your arms
Two
out.
things I'd like to see from Morrell. One is when he gets Hot Rod into these corners, I want him to start anticipating where he's going to be. Throw punches where the fighter is moving, because Hot Rod's going the same direction almost every time. He's veering to the right. You see a lot of good fighters throwing the punch.
Oh, nice uppercut, split the guard. Sorry, Chris.
You see a lot of fighters throwing the punch where the fighter is going to be and be very effective with that. The other thing, still, everything upstairs for David Morrell. Let's get downstairs, go back to the body.
That's easier said than done, Chris, but yes, I agree. But that's another stage. That's another graduation that you have to accomplish. You have to practice that in the gym, practice in sparring.
Oh, good right hand and lifted Kalajdzic off the mat.
Before you start punching where the target's going to
Another
be.
left. Sorry, Sergio, but Morrell Jr. closing the round strong. And he needs every round he can get.
Come on, man. Listen, you got to fight for the whole fucking 3 minutes. That's how we train. You got to fight for the 3 minutes. Okay? Don't give away no fucking rounds like that. You gave away that round because you didn't do nothing. Come on, man. We got to go to work. You're a fighter. Let's go to work. Come on, man. You can't be giving away rounds for nothing. This ain't Christmas, man. Come on. Time for you to go to work.
You hear me? Why does
Kalajdzic just doing what he's been doing. And look, I've seen this from the beginning. And yes, he wasn't winning rounds. Now he's winning rounds, guys. Now Kalajdzic is upsetting. And he's trying to, build rounds and upsetting the corner of David Morrell. Ronnie Shields is getting in. He's getting in the face of Morrell. Says, come on, man, you got to start getting those combinations flowing. The problem is Kalajdzic's not allowing him to get those combinations flowing with that short right hand.
But there's genuine concern, Chris, in that corner. A lot of trainers might smile and say, hey, you're doing enough to win, but that was not the message for Morrell.
I think there's certainly frustration in the corner of David Morrell. Not to the extent they believe he's losing this fight, but that he's not fighting in the way they've seen him fight in the past. Complete rounds, just taking a minute, 2 minutes off in each round. He needs to fight at this level, especially at 175, the full 3 minutes to get away with that.
Well, even Morrell told us at our fighter meeting, I can't just win this fight, I got to look good. Is he looking good, Sergio?
No, he's not looking as good as he should. He's winning in an ugly way, in a frustrating way. But I'll tell you who is looking better than everyone thought, and that's Kalajdzic.
Kalajdzic currently rated 4th by the WBA. A lot of people say he has a good resemblance to former middleweight champ Kelly Pavlik. You seeing that at all?
Resemblance maybe in looks, but not in fighting.
I think Kelly Pavlik, who you have sparred with and fought many times.
No, I never sparred him, but I was supposed to fight him, yes.
great power in Kelly Babbitt, especially at 160.
And great heart as well. A lot of tattoos. Will Hot Rod Kalajdzic, vast professional experience, prove to be a determining factor in this fight. He's had triple the amount of pro bouts. But clearly Morrell is the heavier puncher. And if judges are looking at that, it's not going to be close.
The judges are looking at the heavier shots and looking at the fact that Morrell's pushing the fight, being the aggressor. He had some big moments and big rounds, but Kalajdzic responded well.
Good right hand from Kalajdzic.
Great combination there by Kalajdzic, not loading up on the shots, not trying to really hurt Morrell, just trying to get him in the same range. It's a 4-5 punch combination coming from everywhere. Man, that's frustrating, David Morrell. If you want to give him a target with that guard up like that, Kalajdzic's going to take it by punching the ground, building points, and maybe winning another round.
Work on it. Pull your arms out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, back-to-back heavyweight bouts, including the return of the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, and Andy Ruiz. Chris, any idea what version we're going to see of this man?
It's hard to say. 2 years off for Andy Ruiz. Says he is better than ever. Says he is in a better place mentally than he was 2 years ago. All that being said, he came into this fight, this weigh-in, at 274 pounds. If you take away his first 2 professional fights, that is the second highest weight of his career. Now, Andy says he did it because Jarrell Miller is plus 300 pounds. And Jarrell Miller, even at 300 plus pounds, is at his lightest weight since 2018. It's a guy that fought his last fight at 333 pounds. So Jarrell Miller, who trained in Philadelphia with Bozy Ennis for this fight, is coming into it in pretty good shape.
So nearly 600 combined pounds in our first heavyweight fight, or second heavyweight fight coming up. First things first, it'll be McCauley and Jared Anderson. And we still got 2 rounds to go here, the championship rounds. And Chris, how close do you have this fight right now?
I think it's a very close fight because a lot of these rounds have been very competitive. I've got David Morrell leading by a couple of rounds at this point, but I like the way Kalajdzic's body language has been in the second half of this fight. He's just never landed some more impactful shots. Some of that jab stuff, the stuff that's getting gobbled up in the guard by David Morrell, that's not going to grab the attention of the judges over these final 2 rounds.
And Sergio, feels like Hot Rod needs these last 2 if he wants a chance to win.
You know, he's in this fight, but if he wants to win this fight, then yes, I would say don't leave it to the judges. Make a clear statement. You already got your confidence. You already got the respect of Morrell. Take some chances now. If you really want to win this fight, you don't want to just have the moral victory going the distance. You want this belt, you want to take this 0, you want to put your name on the map. Now it's time to take some chances.
Morrell's never been in an 11th round before. A good uppercut, big uppercut from Morrell, and then a straight left.
Kalajdzic took that punch well.
Excuse me, Morrell has been twice into the 12th round, but not the same experience that Kalajdzic has.
Pull your arms out, Montel. Let him go, let him go. Let him go and take a point. Go out.
Kalajdzic better be careful. He turned his face and started talking about to Ray Corona. That could have easily been a punch that Morrell could have hit him with, and it would have been Kalajdzic's fault. It would be a shame if all that work went to waste by one mistake like that.
Good right hand for Kalajdzic. This has been a good round for the Serbian.
There's been good rounds for the Serbian. Even the first 2-3 rounds where he gave those away, I liked what I was seeing.
So Morrell needs to dig deep here. And if he thinks he can beat the Benavidez's and Canelos of the world, this is a fight he absolutely cannot lose.
This is a rude awakening already. Almost 11 rounds in.
Oh, and a right hand, one of the best punches of the fight from Hot Rod. And he gets a smile from Morrell as he eats another right hand, and maybe he's a little bit buzzed.
Buzzed, embarrassed, and frustrated is David Morrell.
And he's not throwing back, Sergio.
That's what I mean right now. Look, I've been telling you guys from the second round. Well, I like what I see with Kalajdzic. Here we are going into the 12th round, and I'm still saying the same. I love it what I'm seeing from Kalajdzic.
Stop. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Turn around.
So 1 round to go. Are we going to get some drama here in our second fight of the night?
Work on this every day. Come on.
We got it. We'll get it.
Last round. Come on, man. Listen, I need you to fight the whole 12 rounds. I need you to fight the whole round now. Okay? Okay, come on.
Kalajdzic boxed him up. Here's that right uppercut. Beautiful shot, big shot. Normally everyone else will get hurt or he'll drop. Kalajdzic with the confidence and the bounce in the step and the shape that he's in, the condition, he's able to eat that up and come right back and return the favor with a straight right hand. The same right hand he's been landing this entire fight on Morrell.
You can understand the urgency coming from Ronnie Shields. In 5 of the 10 rounds, or the first 10 rounds of this fight, they have been separated by 3 or less landed punches. So these rounds have been the very definition of competitive.
It could literally all come down to these final 3 minutes as we get set to look at Chris Mannix's unofficial scorecard. We're in the 12th and final round.
Yeah, I've got it 106-103 in favor of David Morrell. I love that last round from Kalajdzic. I think he's starting to build some momentum here. Like I said, a lot of these rounds are close. David Morrell can't just try to one-punch his way to success. He's got to go downstairs to the body. He's got to be more diverse with his punch selection.
Body and jabs. He needed to double and triple his jab his way in. That would open up more openings for that aggressive power punching onslaught that Morrell is known for. But without the jab and without footworks and without foot feints, you got Kalajdzic a little bit too experienced for that, to fall for that.
So Kalajdzic with nothing to lose here in the 12th. No one expected him to make this competitive or perhaps even make it to the end of the 12th round.
Step back.
As the crowd begins filling BMO Stadium in, we still have 4 fights to go after this and a performance from Eminem. Chris, do you feel confident that the judges are going to give Kalajdzic his due in this fight?
Well, who knows? They'll give him his due, but I do think he deserves it. That's for sure.
Now Morrell is trying to show you some flash, but I know Sergio would like to see more substance. Minute to go. Light heavyweight debut for David Morrell, who looks sensational at 168. That's a low blow.
Time. You all right? Hey, come on. Keep
David Morrell supposed to keep this fight moving.
Ray Corona tried to give him a break. Morrell's like, no, I'm good. Let's go. Let's just finish this thing. Oh, good shot there by Morrell. That was a good body shot by Morrell to the body of Kalajdzic. It was a little bit high, but still effective.
It was almost under the armpit.
Yeah, it was like the high part of the ribs, but that still hurt.
You know, Kalajdzic needs to pick things up here. He's letting Morrell win this round, and he desperately needs it with 20 seconds to go.
I don't think he's letting him. I think Morrell's finally having some success, pushing the fight. Good upper body movement by Morrell.
No, don't do that. Stop. Let go.
So Morrell needed a strong finish, and it appears he got it as we go the 12 full rounds between Radovoje Hot Rod Kalajdzic and David Morrell. Well, Sergio, do you see any chance of Kalajdzic getting the nod from the judges?
No. I would say at best maybe a draw. I think Morrell put some early rounds in, like I said. But that was a game plan for Kalajdzic. He couldn't start off fast and bank rounds in the early rounds and take chances with a dangerous puncher like Morrell. So I think those early rounds are going to come back to haunt him, but it is going to be a close decision. I wouldn't even doubt that we see one judge having a draw. But a win, I can't see it.
No, you ready. Stand up tall. You
gotta come on my podcast, dog. I know. I'm gonna do it.
Only the fans is just scared, trying to sell it to a man. He was smashed many times.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is back. Rising super middleweight star Diego Pacheco in another main event opportunity facing Madi Sulecki. Toughest test for the unbeaten Pacheco. See it Saturday, August 31st from Los Angeles.
What's up, man?
Well, Sergio, good news. The sun has finally gone below the overhang here ringside, and we are in the shade. How are you feeling? Your shirt looks soaked.
I think we have something in common now, Todd. My neck is burnt red.
We're both rednecks. Welcome to the club. And there he is, Turkey Al-Sheikh, the man behind Riyadh season. Sergio, he's made it all happen and has given us maybe the best card in boxing history tonight.
His Excellency deserves his flowers, and I think he's getting them. I think all of boxing appreciates what this man is bringing to the sport. I mean, it's incredible to have this card and this magnitude in this stadium. Amazing.
Hi, he's very good friends with Jared Anderson. You know what we had? I said to explain, You all right? I'm ready too. I need to know now.
Hey, looks like he wants to make a fight for Stevenson. He wastes no time.
I want to know now, said His Excellency. Don't play around. Let's make the best fights happen.
And he says we'll talk later. You know, that's what boxing needs. It needs an authority figure. In my opinion, that's why the UFC has been so successful, because Dana White can say, you're going to fight him on this date. Let's go. We don't have that in boxing.
No, you're right, because it's all under one organization.
Umbrella.
The UFC, one umbrella. And now it seems, even though in boxing it is fractured, it's not under one umbrella. We got one wallet, one guy with the money bringing it all in, paying everyone to get the best fights, and the fighters have no choice but to take the best fights. They're all promoters to work together.
Well, let's see if he agrees with the referee's decision. We're about to get it from Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jesse Reyes scores it 118 to 110, and both judges, Patricia Morris-Jarman and Zachary Young, score it the same, 117 to 111, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And now the WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, David Morrell.
117, 111 sounds good to me. I think 116, 112 is